Today's exercise is all about playing with our left thumb. I'm going to show you to play scales using your thumb only in 3 different ways. Now, these exercises are great if either you are just starting out in thumb position and you really need to learn to build the right shape, build strength in the thumb, or indeed also build the necessary calluses here. But they're also great if you are already much further down the road and really just need to train stamina and prepare for things like octaves, artificial harmonics, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get started. The most important thing here is to get the basic shape right. What we do not want is that, because if we're doing that, we have absolutely no strength in our hand whatsoever. We start out with our arm wide open and we only hinge at the elbow. So I start off pretty much with a fist like that. That's going to be our first position. So arm out in half and I land on what is G on the D string and D on the A string. So like that. And a really good test to apply as to whether you've got a good arm shape is, can you park your bow? If it's nice and straight, you should be able to park your bow. See, if it does that, the bow will fall and you will find it much harder to do that. So we're starting here on G, and as I said, we're going to keep this fist shape for our first exercise, and we're only going to do this. Shift, shift, shift. You see that I always stop my bow in between notes. Now you can do 1 octave, but of course you can also try to go up the 2nd octave. And all the way back down. Yeah, so the 2nd octave is much harder because by that point the string is a lot higher above the fingerboard. So there's really quite a lot of resistance. So the 2nd octave I would really recommend if you're already a little bit more advanced for strength and stamina building. So option 2, we're going to repeat exactly the same. However, this time I'm going to be playing perfect fifths, hopefully perfect fifths. Let's see. So thumb across both strings and back down as usual. Now that one you can also try to go into the 2nd octave, but that gets seriously challenging. So if you're already a little bit more advanced, give that a go. Now comes our 3rd and last variation. We're starting off with the same position. However, now I'm going to put my 3rd finger onto the A string in actual octave position. We are not going to play the upper note, but we are just going to create the shape so we learn to get used to it. And so on. And you can see almost that automatically as I go up, my hand sort of shape gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And of course, that's what needs to happen when you're playing octaves. Now, I recommend doing those exercises actually on all different strings. So on A and D, D and G, and G and C as well, because on the lower ones in particular, you've got a little bit more resistance from the string, and also you really need to have the right arm shape. So that's a little bit of strength training really for your thumb in particular, but for the left hand in general. I find that practicing anything to do with octaves in particular is really like you know, taking my whole left hand to the gym. So as usual, give it a go, have fun, and any questions or comments, stick them below and we'll have a chat.